So here to talk NEAFL with us is our development coach, Paul Henriksen. Can you just talk us through this brilliant win we had against the Swans on the weekend?
Yeah, it was always going to be a big challenge for us to go down to the SCG. The last time we played down there last year was the grand final, so a lot of the boys were looking forward to that. We actually went into the same rooms in the old SCG, into the Australian cricket rooms, and we talked about the history of that area, and probably gave us a little bit of a focus going into that first quarter. So it was great to get down to Sydney and get into the Swans.
And was it good to get another win against the Swans after the grand final last year?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, obviously we've got a fairly different squad, and so have they. But it was good to focus in on what we need to do, and that's start to get some winning happening in our team. And the last month or so, we've turned a number of corners to actually head towards where we want to get to this year. So been really strong in terms of our first quarter performances, and that's 2 weeks in a row now, and that's been a challenge for us this year. The two first quarters, the last 2 weeks, have been really good for us. Great starts.
You spoke about getting those wins for the NEAFL side. How have your team gone about finding consistency throughout the year?
There's no doubt we've had our challenges. We started the year off really strongly, then probably through the middle part of the year we went through a string of losses, and now we're sort of back on the back swing, starting to get some wins. We had a draw. The wheel's starting to turn for us this latter part of the year.
And we had a number of really strong individual performances on the weekend, a number of players racking up 20 plus disposals. Who's banging down the door for AFL selection?
Oh, no doubt that our senior players again stood up, and we've challenged our senior group within the NEAFL over the last few weeks, and they've been really good. Clay Booms was outstanding in the middle. His leadership around the ground, I think he had 7 tackles. He was over 30 plus possession. It was a fantastic effort from him. Ben Keys has been busy for us, is providing a lot of energy to our group. Jack Frost down back had probably his best game for the year, and Sam Skinner started to really show, coming off those knee recos, that he's got something to offer moving forward.
And we've got the bye this weekend. Can you talk us through what the team will be doing with the weekend off?
Yeah, so most of the team will be still here in Brisbane, and they'll be training on Saturday morning, going through a fairly solid session, I would thought. There's a group of us taking the first year players down to Melbourne. Part of their education, we're taking blokes like Tom Fullerton, Connor Balladin, Jack Payne, those types of players, exposing them to Melbourne, going to 3 AFL games on the Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and obviously our game against the Pies on Saturday night. So it's a really important part of our curriculum for our first year players to get an understanding of what goes on in Melbourne with AFL football, but also for them to actually look at players and look at other teams and what they're doing.
And we've only got a few games left for the season, and the Lions are still in finals contention. How are you guys going to tackle this back end of the year?
Well, we've decided that this last, probably back about 3 weeks ago, this was our final series. Every game was basically like a final for us, and we've got the Gold Coast in 2 weeks' time, and then GWS in the last round of the home and away games. So we're treating every game as a final. And for us, that's trying to keep us really focused in. And if we can win those 2 games, that gives us every chance of being in the finals.